RP Singh. Why bring in morale of forces when Rahul Gandhi actually quotes locals saying they've lost traditional grazing ground in Ladakh? He wants the government to come clean, sir.
Well, Gaurav, this is General Narwane on your channel talking about that not an inch of land, Indian land, has been occupied by China. I've sent you this for record. You can play it. You can play it now. So I have to believe General Narwane and not Rahul Gandhi. And Rahul Gandhi is a habitual liar. I'll just prove it to you. Remember that he said during the Bharat Jodo Yatra that I was going through the Yatra and Srinagar, a woman came and told me they had been sexually assaulted. When police went to ask him who the woman, which was the woman who told you so, he had no answers. He rather made an issue out of this. So he is in habit of doing so. I still give a challenge to ma'am who's sitting here on your panel that please name the villages. Please name the villages. From where those villagers came and told you that our land has been occupied by China. On other side, let me quote you one more thing. It started with General J.J. Singh's
book.
Okay,
sir, your time is up. 1 minute for opening statement. Dr. Shama Mohammed, BJP also questions the timing of Rahul Gandhi's statement before India-China meeting. From Doklam to Ladakh, BJP says Rahul Gandhi's statements and actions are advantage China.
Okay, first and foremost, satellite images don't lie. It is very clear that the China is into 2,000 square kilometers into our land. Number two, why did we have 18 Corps Commander meetings, military to military, if they haven't come into our land? I don't understand that. Maybe that's a joke according to the BJP national spokesperson sitting there. Number three, Tapir Gao, their own BJP MP, had said that 40 to 60 kilometers of Arunachal Pradesh is occupied by the Chinese. And number four, can you hear me, Gaurav?
Loud and clear, ma'am. Uninterrupted. Go on.
Disconnect. Okay.
No, ma'am. The line is not disconnected. You have 1 minute of uninterrupted conversation. Okay. Let me bring in Colonel Dinny. Colonel Dinny, you know the lay of the land better. State facts. Has India lost territory?
Absolutely no, Rahul, Gaurav, and I would like to put it, straight on like what General Naravane also mentioned earlier. So this thing of losing land, I mean, it's more of English, which land, when, and all those things I'll get into. But as on date, as we speak, whatever was held in 2020, the uncontested, I think that there are areas which you also know, there are areas of differing perceptions. I'm not talking of that. Indian controlled area, nothing has been lost. The contest happened in 7 areas which have had differing perceptions, out of which 5 has been resolved. 2 in Demchok and Debsang, the talks are still on. And the fact that we are speaking now means that India is playing hard. It is that if at all we wanted to give everything away, then there was no point of talking. The fact that we are talking means that we are not yielding an inch. We are not yielding an inch, and we want to come to, to arrive at a conclusion on our terms. And that is why this entire delay.
Okay. Sir, your 1 minute's over. RP Singh, the Congress has questioned the Prime Minister's statement, na koi ghusa hai, na ghus aaya hai. Was the Prime Minister being economical with the truth? We still, according to the Congress, still do not have status quo ante, and that is why we've had 19 rounds of talks, sir.
Well, Gaurav, it started with Mr. Nehru. That's why I want to refer to a book by Mr. J.J. Singh, General J.J. Singh. What did he said on page number 250? He said that this is a quote from Mr. Nehru. We foresee no military threats. You can scrap the army. This is in context to China, and this I'm reading from the book. The police are good enough to meet our security needs. This was the state of the affair. Remember, Mr. Anthony, he in the parliament said that we are not constructed roads. We don't need to construct roads. Although he said that we know that China is doing a lot of construction on their side, but we don't need to do it because if we do it, tomorrow China will misuse it rather. So this is the state of affair. This is the mindset of the Congress party. This is the DNA of the Congress. Whereas today we have the largest deployment on the border. We have every equipment which is required on the border. You have wasted the complete border. You have visited the airport, which was abandoned by the Congress party. Had Air Force Chief Barbara, if I rightly remember, had not taken charge and would have not made that airport alive, they would have left it. They would have left it. So this is the state of the affair. But the fact is, again, I repeat, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is a habitual liar. So the spokesperson, she is saying satellite images. I give a challenge. Please don't spread lies. No, and I will rely on General Narwane, who said
fair
that
enough.
not
Let me get Dr. Shama Mohammed to respond again, uninterrupted. Go on, ma'am. The BJP says AK Antony said roads were not developed because the mindset was the enemy will take advantage of those roads. BJP says the roads that Rahul Gandhi was riding his motorcycle so smoothly on were actually built by the Modi government.
Anyway, first you tell the spokesperson of the BJP to stop his whataboutery, and those roads were built during our time. The most important thing now, the spokesperson over here, RPN Singh, is saying that everything is a lie. The satellite image is a lie. I still remember Jai Shankar, when it happened in 2020, he said we need to go back to status quo ante. So if nobody came in, why did Jai Shankar say that? And most important recently there has been the SSP of Leh, in a DGP meeting, said that out of the 65 patrolling points, we have access to only less than 26. So that is what is the problem, you know. So if we have, we have lost access to 26 patrolling points. Now, this is not me, this is not the Congress party. This is the SSP of Leh. So is he going to say that person is also lying? And let's also understand a very important point, Gaurav, that this matter has not been discussed in Parliament. Now, they keep saying you're lying. Let's discuss it. Come out in the open. This is a national security issue. Everybody knows that China is into our land, and they have to stop lying. I've given you facts. And let me also give you a very important another fact. Now, Pangong So, we have given Pangong, we got back Pangong So, but how did we get it? From finger point 2 to 8, we cannot patrol. Gogra and Hot Springs, they came in 4 kilometers into our land. We gave back 2, and the other 2 is the buffer zone. So most of our land is now the buffer zone. Now tell the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, RPN Singh, to prove me wrong. I mean, you have satellite images. We are not living in the 1960s. Everything is out there. Everybody is
one is a military
even
point.
The United
one
States,
is a political point.
Is saying that.
Let me get the military guest to respond on the military point on Pangong So not having access to area from finger 2 to finger 8. Colonel Dinny, you've commanded your battalion on ground at Pangong So. Give us the ground reality of not having access to 26, as Dr. Shama Mohammed puts it, 26 of our patrolling points.
Gaurav, I'm glad that Dr. Shama Mohammed has brought out this the north of Pangong So issue. So that it becomes very clear. Like, ma'am, we were patrolling till finger 8, and they were coming till finger 4, not till finger 2, finger 4. Now, the current situation is that we are not able to go to finger 8, neither they are coming till finger 4. So you must understand that has become the buffer zone. And let me tell you, between finger 3 and finger 4, there are no roads. There's a track. So they come on vehicle till finger 4, and we used to walk till finger 8. Now, if they are not able to come between this, who's loss and who's gain? So that is the kind of buffer zone is a transitory phase, so that there is no eyeball to eyeball contact. So there is no physical contact between the troops.
Why is the
so that is what the number
zone?
1 point. Okay. Second point is SSP Leh. No, SSP Leh is not responsible for the line of actual control. They can get any information or anything like that, and they do not know what is the lay of the ground. They do not know what are the operations. Like I mentioned, if we are not able to go to a particular patrolling point, you're absolutely right. So are the Chinese. Why are we not talking of the Chinese? Are we allowing them to come? If you say no, the Chinese are coming to all the patrolling points, and India is not going to patrol, then I agree with your point, ma'am. But the fact is that the Chinese are also not allowed to come in.
Fair enough. Sir, you made your point. I'm trying to keep it brief so that everyone's able to put their points out. But RP Singh, the political point. The political point that Dr. Shama Mohammed raised, why not discuss this in Parliament? Why not take the opposition into confidence? What's the government running away from, sir?
Well, before that, let me also remind Shama Mohammed about Sham Sharan, the National Security Advisor Board Chairman, who in 2013, August 12th, filed a report saying that 640 kilometers land has been occupied by China during UPA regime. It's not my report, it's Sam Saran's report. And if you want, I'll send you a copy of the report. But again, Shama Mohammed won't even accept what army personnel is saying here. But they have to build up a narrative. And they have to build up a narrative for a reason. I'll not tell you a reason. Reason is they have signed an agreement. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has signed an agreement with the Communist Party of China, and for which they got money in advance. So they do whatever is desired by China at a given time.